Welcome to Astrology and Alchemy, your favorite astrology show with Paranormal Sarah and Matthew Slosier every Tuesday at 9. But it's also at random different shows. Maybe you're watching on Odyssey Radio. That's where we are. It's a new platform. We are so honored to be there. And then some of you guys are chatting with us live. Hopefully you've brought your pen and paper. We're going to predict some crazy stuff. Matt, we predicted some crazy stuff last week. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. Hope everybody else is doing good.
Hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit, as we might say. It's kind of gross, but you know.
That is kind of gross.
I know. I don't mean to be gross, but it's a real feeling, where it's just you're dangling.
My daughter's not on right now, but I always get there's this. Actually, I like the place, but there's a restaurant we went to that they have these like cool sundaes, and there was a hair. Like she's like me, she's doesn't deal with texture, and we found a hair in her sundae. So we could never go back there, but I always like rave about the place, and so it always like grosses her out. I'm like, that place is good. I'm like, it is like the food. It's like the chef will use a piece of himself in every dish.
Yeah, it's delicious. Ever since I saw the movie I think it's Waiting, where it's with Ryan Reynolds, and it really does illustrate what it's like to work in a restaurant. There's a whole scene where the chefs they get pretty personal with the dish and it's so gross that it's difficult. It's difficult. I cook all my own meals. I try to because of these things, these OCD things. Anyway, how were your dreams last night? That Venus and Pisces energy today. We talked about it last week, but I had so many people message me today, Sarah, what's up with the dreams? I had dreams, crazy dreams. Dream. Did you have any crazy dreams?
I usually have crazy dreams, but I don't remember any of them last night.
Dang. So it just didn't. Yeah.
Remember. Nope.
Well, you had to do some cool work stuff.
Yeah,
so
I did. Today was my first day in 2 years back in the office, so I think that just occupied my mind, so I don't remember any of my dreams.
And you survived. You made it.
I survived, but
you made it.
I feel like I'm looking like ragged today. So, for those that are watching this on video instead of the audio thing, I feel like I'm looking very tired and haggard today.
Someone get him sugar. His skin suit's shrinking. Yeah, I know how you feel. Blah, blah, blah. So then hopefully you are just listening. And if you're just listening, our soothing voices, you don't have to worry about our sagging skin. You don't even have to even think about it. Instead, get out your pen and paper. For real, guys, when we say that intuition and sharpening that skill is validation, writing it down. Don't be humiliated. Don't be nervous. Don't feel like there's judgment. Instead, when we give you these astrological moments, scientific constellations in the sky, actual chemistry, periodic table, what, and we tell you what to expect, whatever comes to your mind, your mind's eye, open your mind to me. Whatever comes to you, write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Put it in the chat room if you're joining us. So let's get started. Tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be hump day. Hump it up. It's going to be Wednesday, April 6th, 2022. 4/6/2022. That's a lot of even numbers. And only one thing is happening. The moon in Gemini, trine Mars in Aquarius.
All right, so moon, inner emotions, Gemini, very extroverted, call it kind of like social butterfly energy, but also the twins. So I kind of go road bus traveled. So this is which way do I go? Kind of extroverted. I view it as it's like thinking by bouncing ideas off people. So it's very extroverted thought. So it's in this case, since it's the moon, it's taking that emotional space and kind of expressing it to others and kind of bouncing ideas and things off others. And that has synergy with Mars, which is action in this Aquarius space, which is the curveball, innovative, outside of the box, out of the box. So kind of a little, sometimes can be a little rebellious, can kind of shake things up. So take this as a synergy between actions that are kind of out of the normal and kind of maybe innovative, shaking things up with emotionally kind of extroverted space. So I would picture this as people initiating new things with other people. So picture this is a day where you might get approached from people to do something different.
Ooh.
This might be like idea pitch day. You might be on the receiving end of like ideas being pitched to you.
Which I always think of like Tesla.
Yeah, this might be a good day to like pitch like a business or a project idea too. This is kind of good like tailwinds for that.
Yeah. The moon, feelings, Gemini, two different spaces, getting that constructive criticism, different perspectives with that Mars fire and the Aquarius that has been so moving in all of the COVID, pandemic, transformation. Guess what? It's moving and you can't do nothing about it. So go with it. What are you going to do with it? This is some of that, I think, daring, bold. You're going to express yourself for sure. And that means other people are going to express themselves. And this is just a Wednesday.
It's good brainstorming energy.
Oh,
It's good brainstorming
thunderstorms.
energy.
Ooh, I want to predict that. I want to put that down. I know we have been having some tornadoes. Everyone, if you are in the like Tennessee area, even and Georgia, please keep an eye on your weather because there's been some wild storms. And I continue to predict that for tomorrow as well. So when you say brain storms,
Oh no, I meant brainstorming.
I know, but when you said storm,
Oh,
my intuition was like, yeah, and tornadoes. And tornadoes. Like like kind of wild. So I just have to put that in there. What do you guys think in the chat room? What do you think? And that's Wednesday. Right? That's only Wednesday. Okay. And that's the only thing happening.
So my prediction, look for a big idea tomorrow.
For what?
Look for a big idea tomorrow. Some big idea is going to get pitched tomorrow.
And a light bulb. All right. And then we begin to kind of take a step back. Take a step back and look both at our lives and then the macro, the big scale. Thursday, my favorite day, Thor's Day, ruled by Jupiter. April 7th, the moon, your inner feelings. The moon enters Cancer. Inner feelings, feelings on the crab. So when we think of that, what do we want to say for that space? The moon enters Cancer.
It's its home sign, so it's comfortable. The moon's comfortable in Cancer, but this is security. This is emotional security. Security's very important to Cancer. They carry their home on their back. So it's the crab, but I always think of kind of like the turtle. And so safety, security is very important. Home is important. So this is think of comfort. So this is going to be like a comfort energy on Thursday. Whatever brings someone comfort, that's going to be what is going to be on people's minds on Thursday. Whether that's comfort food, whether that's my blanket and Netflix, or a kid and his teddy bear, or whatever brings comfort, that's going to be what's on the radar on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're going from innovation and brainstorming to need for comfort and security.
Comfort, security, and then later that night, something else happens. Mercury. I always think of communication, our thoughts coming through our voice. Mercury is in Aries. Sextile, you know what that means. Saturn in Aquarius.
This is a cool combo. So
Yeah.
think about this ahead of time. People are going to be security motivated, and then we're going to move into this. You said Mercury, right? So
Mercury in
thoughts
Aries.
and communication in this very impulsive, kind of aggressive space. And sextile is removing obstacles to Saturn and Aquarius. Saturn is the rules, but Aquarius is kind of that out of the box. So I always view this combo as the opportunity to change the rules. So people are going to be security motivated and have ideas and communications about how to change rules and change rules to drive security. So I don't know if that means something's going to happen Wednesday or Thursday that's going to freak some people out, that they're going to be very security motivated and want to drive changes to drive security. But there's going to be an interesting combo. Security is going to be on people's minds, and they're going to be very vocal about changing things, changing rules and structures to drive more security. I'm not saying at this level or magnitude, but it's a great example. Think about what happened after 9/11, when everybody was kind of like freaking out and wanting all these changes. And, even like immediately afterwards, there was like dialogue of some pretty extreme stuff because everybody was kind of freaked out and wanted things to be very safe. Think about that. People are, but on a smaller scale, so people will be security motivated. And so what do we need to change to feel more secure? Hopefully that means it's nothing big, but yeah, something like that.
Well, it's one of those when you start kind of mentioning like 9/11, I think of Patriot Act, I think of HIPAA, I think of things kind of happening underneath the radar, which they are in Canada, C11, all sorts of things about censorship. So knowing that Mercury is in Aries, I kind of predict this to be almost, Elon just grabbed a big share, but now becoming the biggest shareholder of Twitter. As there's some hate speech stuff kind of going on in major government, I think that this is going to show itself in a unique way on Thursday night, right before going into Friday. And then we see Friday and we go, oh, okay. Okay. And what that means is Friday, April 8th, 2022. That's this Friday, guys. So be ready and write down your predictions for this. Mercury and Aries. Yep. What? Again? Yes. Mercury and Aries. Sextile, the certain frequency kind of ringing again. Mars in Aquarius. What do you think for that?
Okay, so this is going to be a very similar thing. So now we're going to do. So I'm going to go, and this is going to play right into it because I was already kind of going with my gut feel here. And again, I'm not saying that this is, I'm getting beamed in what this is. I'm just going with my gut. But I'm thinking. So again, high level, something's going to happen, freak people out security wise, and then they're going to want to act on it. So, but if I had to make a prediction on this, I'm going to think it's going to be a cyber thing. So whether it's finally this cyber attack thing that everyone's been predicting is going to happen, whether it's a power plant thing or somebody or, banking is going to get hit, something's going to happen there. And it's going to kind of like freak people out a little bit. We're going to need to start. I don't think it's going to be, the grander scale would be that, they finally do like a tactical nuke or something, but I don't think it's going to be that big. I don't think it's going to be that big of a thing. But I think more smaller scale, kind of a cyber thing that'll get people talking about that. That'll be the discussion. So this goes right along the same lines then. So where we're having the Mercury and Aries with sextile, Saturn and Aquarius, so changing rules. Well, now we're having that same dynamic, but now Mars is action in Aquarius at us. So this is just moving into a space where now things are going to start getting done. So again, look for very, and again, Aries is impulsive, so look for this quick, knee-jerk. I think back to that quote in our government of, never. I'm going to paraphrase it, but it's never let a good crisis go to waste, kind of thing. It's going to happen, and there's a bunch of knee-jerk stuff going to get put in place. because they have the opportunity to do it. So yeah, look for something to possibly happen that's going to freak people out, and then things move really really fast. So
And it's that Aries, that ram, that bow,
yeah,
that is going to.
impulsive and not thinking things through. That's the thing with Aries. Like stuff gets done, but it's not. It's impulsive and quick and not thought through, and that's what kind of scares me here. And it combined with Aquarius, which is out of the box and changing things. So you're changing stuff up. You're doing things very, very different, and it's combined with Aries, which is not thought through. So you're making big changes and you're not thinking them through.
And like Pepper, strong ideas with that rebel aggression. Ooh, look out. Give me fuel, give me fire. And it is going to happen. And it's
this could be like change just to change, you know? It could be just
solar flares, blackout, hacking, cyber, who's going to do what with money, where, what. It's who knows. It's hard to say for certain. Write down your predictions, share them if you want. Sometimes vocalizing things gives it power. So feel free. Step even farther back. Saturday, April 9th, 2022. Only a few days away. After this big shift that happens on Friday, two things happen on Saturday the 9th. First is a first quarter moon. So it's that moon space, first quarter moon waxing in Cancer. What do you think or feel when you see that?
So now we're building energy. So again, it's in this, this is just thinking again, so this is the Aries cycle, right? So this is new, impulsive. So now we're so if we're getting into this kind of new impulsive cycle, again, if you step out into something very quickly, and then you start making those steps, you have that like hesitation of, did I do the right move? And so that's kind of where this first quarter thing is, where now it's kind of security. Do I go back? So this is kind of that second thought, that hesitation space in this cycle. So this is where a little bit, again, we talked earlier about the moon in Cancer and how this is security. So in this whole kind of lunar cycle about getting things moving, impulse starting, this is kind of like that pause of, is this the right thing? Do I want to make these changes? Do I want to, because again, just stepping out, doing something new. This is kind of that Aries energy is kind of being out of your comfort zone. This is almost not looking back to your comfort space and making that decision of whether you're going to forge ahead or go back.
I like the word forge ahead or go back. It almost kind of rings to curiosity, which, I mean, it's related to certain, even genes. I know that for a while in psychology, it was, debatable if it was intrinsic or not. It is. It's biological, nay, genetic. And birds, worms, mice, even have certain dopamine, calcium, neurotransmitters, and things happening in their brain that create this spark, this focus, this, even though you might have a fear of doing something new and different, you think to yourself, I've got to go to the next tree. We're out of fruit here. I've got to explore. I've got to get the reward of this curiosity and forge ahead in a new space, despite what I might know or not know. I fear some anxiety, high anxiety on this day because it's a waxing moon, and also because I see what's happening that evening. So,
I was going to say, before you get to whatever's coming, this is almost like, so I would see, again, I don't know exactly what's going to play out, but so we have all this impulsive stuff. I would expect Saturday is where you're going to see, maybe on like social media or something. Saturday is when you're going to start hearing the people speaking up saying, is this the right thing to do? Hey guys, wait, pause. So Saturday is when like the voice of caution, voice of reason is going to start seeping in. People are going to start thinking a little bit about kind of the impulsive moves and the impulsive energy that is kind of going on right now. So look for that as well. That's when you're going to start hearing a little bit of the pushback.
People feeling froggy. People are feeling froggy. Well, like I said, later that night, you're going to have this waxing, building emotion, moon feeling. But then the moon in Cancer squares off with, square off with, dun, 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 Mercury in Aries. That same Mercury in Aries, that frequency that was protested and yelled on Friday and on Thursday night. Ha, ha, ha. Ganesh, Ganesh, Ganesh. It's not 3 times. It's boom, boom. What is this? What is this? Moon in Cancer squaring off with Mercury in Aries. What is this now?
Moon in Cancer squaring Mercury with Aries. So yeah, well, this is it, and I didn't know. I don't look ahead of time, so I didn't know this was the thing coming. But this is just building off what I said earlier. So square is really kind of in your way. You have to deal with it, and so this is that emotional security now coming up against that thought and communication in this impulsive space. So I really think that Saturday is going to be the pause and the pushback against this impulsive. I just kind of see this push Thursday and Friday towards this movement towards something, whatever that's going to be. Saturday is going to be this energetic pushback of whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's wait. Let's take a pause here. Is this the right thing to do? Maybe this isn't. So, and that, again, and that's not just on one issue. You'll see this in kind of the macro and the micro. You can see this in your personal life on things. You can see this, on larger scales in the news, but that you'll have this Thursday and Friday, this impulsive, let's change things up. Let's, probably based on some kind of crisis, we're going to shake things up. We're going to move things. And then Saturday is going to be this emphasis again on security. And well, maybe this isn't a good idea. Maybe this is changing things a little too much. Maybe we need to take a little bit of time and think this through.
Song. Sorry, you said that in a song. It's Janet Jackson. The song Let's Wait a While. Let's wait a while.
Oh, okay.
Before you get it. It's a really interesting song. I'll have to look at the lyrics specifically. This almost gives me, like, just because you're saying that, the prediction and Mercury, also knowing that that's communication. This might be something that's very emotional coming through in like further Epstein stuff. This might be like Bill Clinton coming out in some major ways on that case, and people squeaking on that, and things really changing in some weird, wild ways. Weird, wild ways. 3 W's. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoa, whoa, whoa. World Wide Web. Ooh, I'm getting WWW. Like WWF, but not. I'm going to have to put that in there in my predictions.
I'm gonna stick with cyber. I think
Okay.
some cyber
World Wide Web.
stuff.
Well, and those of you in the chat,
downs.
let us know.
Or even nothing happens and our government comes out and says, hey, we stopped a potential big thing. We need to go ahead and do this to everybody's bank accounts or something like that. And then people will start coming and go, hey, don't screw with our bank account. It's going to be something like that.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Ooh, this is exciting. And we're only halfway through. So don't forget. So then you have Sunday. Okay, so take a step back. Sunday, 1, 2, 3. What? How many things are happening? 3 shifts happen on Sunday. 1, 2. Oh no, says the astrologer in me as I look ahead just ever so slightly. Okay, my eyes will not get too big. Let's just start small. Okay, first thing, Mercury moves. The voice changes. The sound of the voice changes. Mercury enters Taurus. Mercury enters Taurus. Talk to me about that.
The transition, I mean, it's always like a pendulum, but I got to say the transition from Aries to Taurus, that one might crack me up more than anything else because you go from this very impulsive, very volatile to, I'm just going to chill.
Mm-hmm.
I like your, Matthew McConaughey kind of, all right. I'm just going to stable and indulgent, the big bull sitting on the hill, just chilling out, checking stuff out. And so you go from stirring up a whole bunch of crap and being very making things happen and stirring shit up, and going to just now, we're going to sit back and watch. And so we're going particularly from a whole bunch of volatile stuff this week, which looks like a whole bunch of stuff's going to get stirred up Thursday through Saturday. To all of a sudden Sunday, it's all going to go quiet and mellow. We're just going to sit back, and communication is going to chill and be quiet and observe.
Mm-hmm.
A whole flurry of stuff, and then I don't know what's going to come later, but I'm going to say at least early on Sunday, it's going to go quiet.
Peace. Quiet. Goes from that screaming, moving, oh yeah, you know, we don't need no edge to hello. Is it anybody else? Like, it's just going to completely change this vibe. Really going to vibe differently. Then a few other things happen. Okay. The moon. For any females out there, menstruation issues, little subtle changes. The moon moves and enters Leo. Oh no. I clench my jaw just because I'm wondering how this is going to go. What does that mean? The moon is going to enter Leo. How are we going to feel that?
Well, Leo likes a spotlight. Leo, it's ego. It's I always view it as it's generous, but I always say it's like I always think of the Bible verse with the guy that gives the donation, but they all blow the horns when they give the donation. It's like, Leo likes attention, and so this is emotional. This is and since this is moon and emotion, so this is attention. So there's going to be a level of, and I don't want to attract hatred for this because this is going to sound worse than what I mean, but there's going to be like an emotion, and this applies to everybody, not just because the moon is in Leo for everybody. There's going to be an emotional neediness at this point. People are going to want attention, need attention. There's going to be a emotional neediness that's going to happen on Sunday. Maybe because of all this crap that's going to happen early in the week. Maybe all this insecurity is going to need people to feel, some level of connection with somebody else on this. So, and Katie puts that it's bold. Leo, all the fire signs are bold in different ways. Leo's not as impulsive as Aries is, but definitely likes the attention. So, but in the moon, so this is the combo of Leo with the moon. So it's attention, but the moon is emotional, and so I'm saying this emotional need for. So this is the need to have emotional needs met. Emotional.
Like
I'm not necessarily saying drama. It's just whatever that emotional, because it can be different for different people. But there's going to be a need. People are going to need to have their emotional needs met, however that looks.
And it's falling on a very busy Sunday after a really crazy week. I feel it. I feel like this is going to be crazy, but don't stop there, says the universe. Nay, the galaxy. Hold up. What else? Well, we have Mercury shifting in Aries from Aries to Taurus. It's literally Mercury in Aries/Taurus, which you don't see very often that it's a slashy. It's a slashy award. Mercury in Aries to Taurus that's squaring off with Pluto in Capricorn. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I always think of Pluto and Capricorn. I think of Pluto. All these Pluto shifts have been major life stuff. Career, retirement, cancer. Like, it's been the big stuff. Every time Pluto has moved, it's been 2009, 2014, these themes.
So think about what we already said is going on this week. So I have a feeling this is going to be, I know this is, the skeptics are going to say, oh, this is really easy to say. So, and I get that. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. So this could be kind of a very big, but all these signs point to something very, very big happening this week. Like big, something very big and significant happening this week.
Big.
Like, yeah, I would say even like bigger than the war in Europe. Like, it's like big.
Shift in the pandemic.
Hate to say it. Hopefully, not us getting in like war, like World War III or something, but like big.
A
Because
united thing. UFOs.
what happens here is, so we have all these other changes with Aries, and that Aries and changing the rules, and now this Mercury and Aries, these thoughts and communication, which had all these other aspects happening all week, is going to come square to. So now what's in the way of it is Pluto, which is the big, personal, profound changes. Pluto don't give a crap. In Capricorn, which is, achievement, accomplishment. So, yeah, I see. Yeah, so there's going to be this big conflict in all these different things that are trying to be initiated. So this all comes to like a head on Monday or Sunday. We're still on Sunday, right?
Sunday night. This happens on
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah. So I see all these aspects seem to like fall into like, we usually don't have this happen. They're kind of like all over the place. These are all falling into like a nice pattern where they all fall into like the same story. So yeah, I just see like the balls start rolling on Thursday, and this is like bang, 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 and then like Sunday, this comes to a head of whatever's rolling on Thursday. All of a sudden, then you hit Pluto, and Pluto is like that big change. And so whatever starts happening on Thursday with these changes we're trying to make, all of a sudden it goes smack into some big, profound.
Guess.
Again, I go Pluto's like it's just a good analogy for me. I know it's an old show now, but Lost on that island where they had that big gear, and like they moved the gear, like the whole like phase of the island would like shift and it would like disappear. Like Pluto's like that big gear, it like moves, and like the whole like system, like our whole rules of everything like shifts with it. It's like that's like big profound shifts. And so yeah, so Pluto aspects tend to be really major, and so when we have all these other things lining up and then it smacks into it, this makes me think that there's big things building this week.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's how I feel. And then, as a psychic, with my intuition, with you guys, with all of our intuitions, and watching, observing, taking note, details, statistics, correlation, causation, separate, yes. Take a step back even further. Monday, you're gonna laugh. Don't laugh. I swear you're gonna laugh. Astrologers out there are gonna laugh. Monday, April 11th. The moon, yes, our feelings, in Leo. Trine the sun in Aries.
A lot of Aries.
Aries. Cardinal fire. What you see is what you've been hearing.
So trying a synergy, we already talked about moon and Leo. And so this like emotional, this need for like attention is going to have synergy with this outward. So your inner need for like attention is going to have this synergy with this outward impulsiveness. So I view this as this is acting out. I see people are going to be acting out for attention. This is I mean nothing negative on the fire signs, but I see this as the worst aspects of fire kind of playing out with this combo. This is the impulsivity, the need for attention, the tendency to want to act and act quickly, all kind of playing out in a way that could be not really productive. So this is actions to draw attention, not well thought out. So my advice to everybody, Katie said it, I was thinking kind of toddler energy. This is, I wasn't going to say that, but Katie nailed it. So my advice on all this is, and again, this applies to everybody. I'm not this energy is going to be influencing everybody. I give this advice a lot. This is one of those pause and count to 10 before you act. because there's going to
Monday's
be this
gonna be a
impulsive energy on Monday, and you may act and do things. If you just go on autopilot, you may act and do things that by Tuesday or Wednesday, you'll look back and feel like, God, why did I do that? That was really stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have to share with you, there's a metaphysical, metaphorical image I'm getting in my mind. I usually get movies, but then I also read Katie's comment in the chat who said, man, if Pluto, which is, it's a planet, it's not a planet, it's a planet, no, it's not, it's just a rock, no, it's a planet, it's a rock, it's a dwarf planet, no, it's a rock again. If that is something that affects us astrologically, chemically, gravitationally, all the things, then are there other planetary things like Chiron, Lilith, the Kuiper Belt, dwarf planets that also affect us? Yes. Yes, there are. Do you want to get crazy and include them all? You sure can. The 9 is really astronomy wise. I don't know about you, Matt.
Yeah.
Astrology wise, I stay with those 9. You can start getting crazy and adding all sorts of things, and it can be very helpful. I personally don't love math, so I struggle and I keep it to that 9 because it makes sense to me.
I
But
look
yes,
at
there are a ton.
I look at Chiron, and I'll sometimes look at Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
I also play. I do look at. This is different though. This is just a mathematical calculation. This isn't a body. There's the north node and the south node, and the best way I can describe that is the north node's kind of your syllabus for this life, and the south node's kind of like what you have your PhD coming into this life with.
Ooh.
And so, so like in my case of my north node's in Aries. So the way is the way to look at it is, and this actually does play out when I'm deficient in Aries. My personality is not very Aries-like you are with Leo. It's so funny that I get bashed as like the water signs. I expect that I would get hit because actually the sign that I feel like I relate the least to is Aries. And it's funny, that's my north node. I'm supposed to be more Aries-like according to my birth chart. The one that I could come in with supposedly my PhD in is Libra, which is funny because I have tons of Libra in my chart, and I do feel I'm kind of like diplomatic and things on stuff. So it's like that. So, and everybody has one, a north node and a south node.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot to take into consideration, and I feel like they're all very relevant. Katie asks, "Is there a program?
Yeah,
Wink,
I'm doing it.
wink. One
I'm
might
sending it right now.
recommend." And I was going to say, I really like Astro Matrix as an app on my phone. But there's a lot that you can find on like Google Play, things like that. Astro.com. Love on YouTube, Bahati Life, one of my favorite astrologers to follow. I also follow Chris, who's a sign language person, and then Matt is my go-to if I need a reading, if I need to know what the planets say for me. I go to Matt and I try and do the research myself. And what I love about it is it integrates into divination. It integrates into religion. It integrates into farming, your menstrual cycle, your children's behavior, if you're in social services. It allows you to kind of walk lightly and be aware. Going back to how I feel like this is going to play out on this day, we're still talking that moon in Leo trine sun in Aries on Monday, the 11th. If you've seen Cry Baby with Johnny Depp and Ricky Lake, they play chicken back in their old Chevys, their cars. Somebody's over on that part of the thing and someone else over here, and they're driving at each other. And they're driving at each other. And who's going to turn without crashing? Right? It's stupid. Stupid games. You know what they say about those who play stupid games? You're going to win stupid prizes. That's how I feel for this day. That's how I feel for this day. Shame. Who cares? That's going to be the shadow work. Shame. Meh. But then it's going to bring it full circle to Tuesday. We'll be time travelers. What? 1, 2, 3 things happen on Tuesday. So let's get to it. Oh no. The first thing that happens on Tuesday, you guys know what this means. It's one of my favorites. If you've watched the show before, you know what that means. This is a Jupiter in Pisces. Conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Water on water on gas on water on water. Delusion. What do you think, Matt? What do you say about
I'm
that?
going to add that April 12th was one of my big predictions for the year. I said that Roe v. Wade would get overturned on April 12th, so we'll see what happens.
Can you imagine people would flip out?
We'll see.
Luck and
All right.
opportunity.
So Jupiter is opportunity. Neptune is kind of delusion. We're all in Pisces, which is that whole kind of introspective, big picture. So this is interesting because this is an interesting one because since it's conjunct, you're combining the energies. And so this is like I have this introspective, sacrificial. It's the last sign, so I always view it as like deathbed perspective. It's kind of like I lived my life. I'm willing to do this for the team because my time here is done. I have this opportunity, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. But because it's Neptune and it's foggy and it's misguided, I'm doing this all in the wrong way. So it's like you have this opportunity and you're going to do this big kind of sacrificial, introspective, big initiative, and it's all misguided in the wrong direction. So my advice would be pause on Tuesday and don't make any really big decisions because you probably have bad information on Tuesday.
What'd you say?
Neptune aspects generally mean the info you have is wrong, so don't make decisions. And if you have Jupiter, which is opportunity's knocking. With Neptune, it means that opportunity is wrong. So just say no, wait, make that decision another day.
Needs to wait. Just say no. Give it time. Give it earth energy. Calm down. Put some sandbags on it. Don't let this be a last-ditch effort. Don't do something out of complete procrastination. Wait. I get the whites of their eyes. Wait. Then something else happens. What? Don't even show it. The sun in Aries. Sextile Saturn in Aquarius. Bum, bum, bum. Saturn's been the rules. That's been COVID. That's been the pandemic. I mean, just over and over and over. And then you have what you see is on fire.
So this is again, keep in mind that this is all a combo with, so you're already getting this opportunity, this misguided opportunity, and now you have this extroverted, you're kind of this core self initiative in this impulsive space. And it's sextile is removing obstacles to change the rules. Saturn and Aquarius changing. So now we have rules that can get changed in this impulsive, not thought through space with energy already in this misguided, bad information. So this is all setting up to be like really poor decision Tuesday.
Poor decision Tuesday. Just wait.
Poor decision Tuesday.
And this is weird because I think this makes me think of maybe it's the Aquarius, maybe the Aries because this is fire and air, but I'm seeing the Goonies. I'm seeing that music scene of playing the bones, the right key. You just have to play the right, Beethoven always said it's not playing the piano's not hard. It's just pressing the right keys at the right time. Timing. It's going to be just that moment of just a hair's breadth. You know what I mean? There's something here, and like an organ or a trumpet or like judgment, maybe that feeling of judgment, but it plays out with one last movement. So we're not going to leave you guys hanging, and then we'll take a few questions before we head off here into the night. Tuesday evening. It's my moon. You know what that means. The moon makes a waxing shift into Virgo. Moon will be in Virgo, feelings organized. How do you see this playing out?
So this is, this. So Virgo, it's I's dotted, T's crossed. It's detail, specifics. So this is now emotion going from necessarily like emotion, wanting attention emotionally to wanting the details. So this is specifics, a pickiness to it. So this is emotionally wanting detail. That's the best way I can say it.
Pick your poison. Be specific. This is
Katie's
very
trying to get us to giggle. She got me to smile. I hope that's good.
which if you guys don't get to join on the chat, Matt is an apathetic businessman and father of quadruplets +1. So it takes a lot. And I would say that Virgo and me, I'm so excited about this on top of a really crazy week, simply because this is redonkulous. This is going to be that, man, you got to get, I almost wonder, like, are we going to like laminated? Something that happens, there's going to be like this push to make it a big deal, to like make it a finalized thing. That if there was a censorship thing or a cyber hacking or a change of the money or a case dropped or something that shifted with the rule shifting here, that it's going to be like, oh, well, now, well, you didn't say that exactly. You didn't say that. And it's like, well, bullshit. Bullshit. Be specific. Okay, be specific. Okay, be specific. And now I can look ahead, and I have looked ahead. Matt doesn't, but I know what's going to happen on Wednesday and Thursday. Ah! I know what happens the following week. You guys won't unless you join us here next Tuesday live in that chat. And if you're not, if you don't catch it on social media, if you don't catch our updates, guys, both on Facebook and on YouTube, you can also catch them on Odyssey Radio, guys. It streams. You can download it on iHeartRadio, on whatever podcast app you use. Find it. Astrology and Alchemy with Paranormal Sarah and Matthew Slozier. And before we head off here, guys, do you have any last minute questions? I'm going to go ahead and put those links in the chat.
I wanted to add real quick. So I think, particularly on Tuesday, any big decisions or anything that happens on Tuesday is going to be bad and have bad repercussions. And to your point, I think where the bad things are going to come through is the details in the fine print and what ends up happening.
It's going to be like
There's going to be a fine details that are going to be missed, and that's going to mess up whatever.
It's going to be a cyber thing that suddenly you can't do this, and all of a sudden it shifts and changes. It's going to be in the small fine print. It's in the small fine print.
Unintended consequences.
That's right. You guys, you've got to keep an eye on this. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your predictions. I love hearing them. And if you want a reading, if you'd like to understand your birth chart, if you want a breakdown of how to better understand some of this on your life level, how to use it specifically, hey man, reach out. mslozier@yahoo.com. You can check me out at paranormalsarah.com, or wherever you are listening and tuning in right now. Go and direct message us. Find us and join us. Bring a friend. How many friends should they bring, Matt?
Many as they want.
There's no limit. There's no limit. It's the internet. We can do whatever we want here. So you guys, bring as many as you want. Thank you guys so much. Dolly, Katie, Pepper, so many people that are joining us. Oh, about spilled my coffee. From around the world. We really appreciate you. And if you want to continue supporting the show, join us next week, but also share. Share this show with your friends, people that you might think could use astrology or alchemy or some guidance, some certainty in these crazy times. And we appreciate you. So again, is there anything I'm forgetting?
Nope, just the usual: share, like, subscribe, however you're seeing this. We appreciate you all.
And that's it. We'll see you next Tuesday, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Take care, everybody.